So I just had to call out sick from work because I've had these awful, unexplainable stomach cramps all day. And I really, really hope that I'm sick because, I've been on hormones for a year and I've heard people say that this is around the time when they start getting, like, period cramps. And if I have to deal with this once a month, I am going to be so upset. I don't have 12 sick days a year. I'm just gonna have to power through. That sounds awful.
This is definitely a case of autogynephilia, a man who is turned on by himself as a woman. I think he would be straight up excited if he experienced period cramps and periods. But honey, you are a man, you're not gonna get a period. In order to experience period cramps, you need to have a female reproductive system. Because where else would you be cramping? Just because you have a stomach ache doesn't mean that you have a period. So stop appropriating women's issues. You need to go to the doctor, and he's probably going to tell you that you have diarrhea. So thank you for letting us know. I'm a little worried that people would look at him and then be like, oh, this is all trans women. This is how trans women behave. They don't behave this way. Trans women don't have a weird obsession with periods. I have a video for you that shows how some trans women, meaning some biological men with true chronic gender dysphoria, feel sad about not having a period. And I want to show you the difference between being weirdly obsessed with periods and then feeling dysphoric and sad about not having a period.
Why would you want a period? Trust me, you don't want one. Well, unfortunately, I can't change the way that I feel and my dysphoria. I wish I could, but I can't. But why would you want something that's painful? I don't want mine. Well, I'm sorry that it's painful. I will never experience it, so I will never be able to sympathize with you on that level, and I will never have that experience, and that's where my dysphoria comes from. Your experience is yours, and mine is mine, so there's nothing really we can do. I can't change the way that I feel about wanting a period, and you can't change the way that you feel about yours.
Listen to the pain in her voice. It makes me a little bit sad. I used to experience periods, and it probably made me the most dysphoric because experiencing a period and just the cramps, it feels very female. It feels feminine. And maybe it doesn't make sense what I'm saying right now, but I can't describe it in another way. So if you're a woman or a trans man, you know what I'm talking about. So if you're a trans woman, I get that it's a struggle that you will never experience that. I truly sympathize with that. When you listen to her hypothetical conversations with women, she sounds extremely respectful. And that's amazing. I enjoy listening to that type of TikToks because it's so down to earth and it's not aggressive at all. So again, there's a difference between trans activists and true gender dysphoric people, transsexual people. With that being said, I think it's totally okay that she shares her stories about her dysphoria. I think it's okay to say, I really want to go through this. It's not the same as being sexually aroused by it or weirdly obsessed by it.
So favorite pronouns are a very common noun self set of neopronouns. Neopronouns are pronouns that aren't he, him, his, she, her, hers, or they, them, theirs. Any neopronoun hate, please leave at the door. I don't want to hear it.
I'm sorry, you're about to hear it.
Here's a handy dandy conjugation guide from a neopronouns conjugation guide at Tumblr. And so it's like, Faye is my friend. I saw Fair yesterday. This was Fair request. That book is Fair's. Faye loves Fair self.
If you need a guide on how to talk to you, it just shows how insufferable you are.
The school district now is a freaking nightmare. I go to enroll my child, and my kiddo is standing right there. I hand them the birth certificate, and I say, see right here, this is his sex. He is a boy. He goes by he, him. I had no issues at his past school, and I don't expect to have any issues here. And I swear, it was like Karen, the transphobic secretary, was just waiting on us that day. She said she wouldn't put my child in the school system as his name because it has to match a birth certificate. But again, had no issues at the last school. I told her I absolutely would not enroll my child as a female. And she said, "You will and you are." She enrolled my child as a female, then sent mail to my house with my child's dead name on it. At this point, my child is supposed to start school on Monday and is enrolled in the system as a female. Every single teacher in the school knew about my child, and the students were told a little girl was coming to class. This is a visual representation of my mood. Like and follow for part 3.
I have so many things to say to that, but let's not get carried away. Let's think about this for a second. She could have shared this with her family, with her friends, her close friends. She chose to share this on TikToks, fishing for likes and followers. She is literally transing her child. She's making her child trans. This is definitely not only the child's idea that they might be trans, it's her idea as well. Her eyes, I can't take that seriously. Preferred pronouns doesn't validate your gender identity. If your argument is, well, my child is a boy because her pronouns are he, him, it doesn't mean anything. And the second thing, she used the term dead naming, which means the old name of a trans person. You gave her that name. What is wrong with you? How would a kid know what dead naming means? You taught her that. You, as her mother, taught her radical gender ideology. This mom is desperate for attention and desperate for validation points. If she's not, she wouldn't be on TikTok, and I think she has like 300,000 followers, which is insane. So not only is she desperate for attention, she actually receives it.
To sum up what the church had to say, basically the main takes were, actually, lesbianism is femme x femme, and is vagina x vagina, and is both of those things all the time. I got a handful of those comments from a couple of femme lesbians or femme presenting lesbians. And I also got one from a masked lesbian being like, I only date women. And I didn't really know what to do with that comment at first, but now I do. To all these turf lesbians, here's what I would like to say. I hate to break it to you, but if you are a lesbian, you are already not fitting comfortably within the construct of womanhood.
You did not just say that. Oh my god. So according to you, women are not real women if they're lesbians? Can we debunk this narrative that womanhood only means one thing?
I hate to break it to you. You are already not doing what the West and what men would like to have of women. Because you are not centering men, you are completely restructuring your life in a way that is queer, in a way that is not societally acceptable.
Respectfully, how dumb are you? The West accepts homosexuality. The things you just said might imply to the cultures that don't accept LGBT yet, but you just said we're talking about the West here. Name a more safe space for LGBT people to be in other than the West.
It is not a priority of lesbianism to maintain the gender binary. I actually believe it is a priority of lesbianism to completely subvert the gender binary and do away with the gender binary.
You know what homosexuality is? Same-sex attraction? How is that anti-gender binary? Let me see what she wrote on the screen. Think about he, him lesbians. Well, that's not a real thing. So how is that an argument? What really pisses me off about opinions like these is that they're speaking on other people's behalf. I know butch lesbians. I know masculine women who are straight. They don't buy into this. They don't identify as non-binary. So stop putting people in boxes if you claim to be so much against it.
Lesbianism is an actively queer life, so of course there's going to be genderqueer lesbians, of course there's going to be trans lesbians, of course there's going to be lesbians that don't fit comfortably within womanhood.
Stop saying that homosexuality is queer. English is not my first language, and I'm a young person, so I don't really know the history of the word queer. But my friend Mikey, he explains this really well.
This is the actual dictionary definition of queer. Worthless, questionable, suspicious, differing in some way from what is normal, of a questionable nature or character, mentally unbalanced or deranged. And it shows. No, don't get me wrong, I am mentally deranged for many, many reasons, but not because I'm gay.
That's all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you want to see more content like this. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. If you want to support me with a small donation, feel free to do that under Super Thanks. I'll be really grateful, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace out.